Knowledge belongs to the seeker, not to the rich. Even if you are poor but you have a thirst and demand for knowledge, no power in the world can deprive you of knowledge. If someone comes to me crying that he couldn't get education due to lack of resources, I know he's lying. If you are serious to study, this country is full of examples where even those who studied under the light of lantern and succeeded. If you want to do something, you can do it even with less resources. But if you don't want to do anything on your own due to lack of courage or determination, you won't succeed, even if you are studying at Harvard. You can't make progress even at Stanford or Yale, not even at Cambridge. So, the first secret I'm gonna tell you is that success is sharing. Share your resources, wealth, and expertise with others. Pakistan's famous writer Ashfaq Sahib was a wonderful man, and I personally learned a lot from him because I used to ask him a lot of questions. One day he said that, once I went to a spiritual man. He often mentioned that spiritual man in his TV program Zawiya, and his name was Babaji Noorwale. And Babaji said, Ashfaq, if you want to be rich, wash what you eat before you eat it. I thought he was talking about washing the lentils before cooking or soaking rice in water. But Babaji said, no. Washing means giving charity out of your wealth to someone. The wealth of the distributor becomes pure. He who does not share his wealth with others, his wealth is not pure. So, the first secret I told you, if you want to make progress, make an intention that, oh Allah, if you give me a position, I will include others in what you have bestowed upon me. If you make this intention, you can't imagine how God will pave the way for you. Because God is the best of guides. You have to make the strong intention. Oh Allah, if I get a position tomorrow, if I become a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or a judge, I will help others. Then you will see how fast your growth is. One of the great tragedies of our nation is that we live only for ourselves. If you start thinking for others by dissolving your own ego and start making time for others, and if you start sacrificing for others, your life will be revolutionized in many ways. Because we live only for ourselves, and the one who lives only for himself can never make progress. He who lives for others succeed. So the first secret is sharing brings blessings. Those who share their knowledge, those who share their wealth, and those who do good work will prosper. Let me share another secret with you. In my 40 years of life, I've seen that whether it is matriculation or college education, engineering, or if someone is civil servant, I've seen success in the life of those who may not have excelled in education but had great confidence in him. Self-confidence. Self-confidence takes you forward. I've taught in a government institution for about 10 years. There I taught the directorate staff. Many government headmasters, teachers, mentors have studied from me. One thing I always told them was that teaching a student physics, chemistry, or English is not as good as giving a child confidence that you can do something, that you are capable. Today, there is a dearth of teachers in this country who can motivate students. We need to change this trend. Teach physics, chemistry, or biology to the students, but also motivate the children for God's sake that you can do great if you want to. I've shared another secret that your self-confidence takes you forward. It is often said that the marks of an intelligent student are not as high as those of a believer. The believer goes ahead in life and the intelligent without faith are left behind. So make sure you believe that your hard work will not be wasted and that you will be rewarded. I'm about to share the third secret with you. If you want to progress in your life, if you want to move forward, then you must strengthen your relationship with Allah. If you trust God, remember that God always guides you. And the one who trusts in human beings will always find himself ashamed. But he who trusts God, God does not allow that man's trust to be hurt. I've already said 3 things. The fourth thing I'm going to tell you is that if you get into a habit of reading a book today, you will have a lot of information to share with others. Once I asked Ashfaq Sahab why people gossip. We usually think that people gossip or backbite out of habit, but Ashfaq Sahib says that people gossip because they have nothing else to talk about. They gossip about others when they have nothing else to share. So if you want to increase your knowledge, you must make books your trusted friends. When we were planning this Badal Do campaign, and we had in our mind that the tradition of reading books should be revived. So today 1,000 books are being given to you all for free by my foundation. But why are we doing this? Usually foundations are asking for money from others, but we are giving free books. Why are we distributing books for free? We are doing that so that book reading becomes a trend in this country. If you go to Western countries, you will find many people at airports reading books waiting for their flight. You see, in your neighboring country, India, the first edition consists of at least 1 lakh books, and it is sold out if a book is good. It is unthinkable to publish such a large number of books in Pakistan because there is no reader here. If you include the book in your life, it can give you a lot. There is a well-known saying that readers are leaders. Those who study have more potential to become leaders. Leaders are not only politicians. You may become a leader by excelling in your own field. You need to reach the top in whatever field you are in. I'm very disappointed with the students who do not pass or fail and do not leave mediocrity. I'm very disappointed with the students who do not leave mediocrity or do well in exams. And I mean to say that either top or fail in your exam. If you fail, at least you will look for something else to do. Mediocrity is of no use. You work hard, struggle, and try to reach the top. If you get marks in exams, try to touch highest benchmark. Select a field to reach its height, and to lead or get to the top, you need to have books in your life. The next point I'm going to tell you is that don't follow others blindly. We choose our life priorities and careers by looking at others. Remember, a modern research proves that every person has a unique talent and he can grow by relying on his talent. So discover yourself and trace life by immersing yourself in your heart, your soul. At least find out why God created you and what is that strength and what is the ability with which you have been created. Modern research shows that as many people as there are today, there are 7 billion people in the world and there are 34 talents. Talents that are found in the people sitting in front of me are from those 34 categories. Don't follow the general trend. Don't follow the trend in the market. If you go into a field of which you have talent, you will find your place in it. If you can't become a good doctor, you should choose another field so that you can become good at it. We have a common trend to see others to choose our field. But a person who finds profession in his passion makes more progress. He who chooses his profession according to his passion succeeds. Recently, I met a TV show host. He said, I want to have a content producer on a salary of 450,000 per month, but I can't find a content writer. The reason is that content writers are changing their fields according to the trends in the market. They do not realize that they can make more progress in their field. Due to lack of career planning, a good writer chooses a wrong field instead of trying to improve his writing skills. And those who do not know how to write well are doing content jobs. Before choosing your field, think carefully about what your passion is. If you turn your passion into a profession, you will make more progress. The last lesson of today is that I have seen many people making more progress in life despite of not being intelligent, but their parents pray for them. I personally don't have any special abilities either. I developed some good habits during childhood. For example, I developed the habit of reading books. I had good friends. I was fortunate to have teachers like Wasif Ali Wasif and Ashfaq Sahab. But the success in my life ultimately came only due to prayers of my parents. If your parents pray for you, you will succeed. I often say, In my 40 years of life, I never hugged my father. The reason is that it was regarded disrespectful in our culture. And I used to have so much respect for my father that if I was playing and my mother said, "Your father is coming," hearing this, I would run away, just like a thief runs away when he hears about the police. But trend has been changed. Today, my son hugs me and sometimes jokes with me. So one day, I told my retired father that I wanted to hug him. He said, "Why do you want to hug me though you hugged me on Eid holidays?" He agreed after I insisted. I hugged him first time in my life. At that time, I was thinking that this man brought me up, sent me to the best schools, worked tirelessly for his family. He is the reason I am successful today. I realized that my father was crying. I asked him, "Why are you crying?" He said that if he had known hugging his son would bring him so much happiness, he would have hugged him long ago. How unfortunate is a man who spent his life getting education and keeping on making money, but he is unable to make love for his parents known. When he wants to hug his father, he realizes that he's gone. Then he can only lay flowers on his father's grave. What I want you to do is, when you go home, hug your parents, express your love. It will make them happy, and your good treatment will make them pray for you. I have firm belief that prayers of parents don't go unanswered.